What's up, 49er faithful? It's your boy, Chili Will. Welcome to the 49er Street Squad, coming to you live. We back after the bye week, coming to you live. Get ready to do it again. And the best way to do it is with all the 49er faithful and loved ones, tuning in, checking us out, lots to talk about. Coming off this bye week, I know everybody's got to feel fresh and rejuvenated right now. Getting ready for some more Niner football this coming Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Got to get ourselves back on the winning track, right? Well, listen, before I go any further, let me go ahead and introduce a couple of 49er faithful. A lot of you probably have seen them around, one's a great rap artist, and does this thing. And the other man, you can't never miss him because he's always on TV. Every 49er commercial you think about it, he's always there because he's got the big ring, bling, bling thing, reminding us about San Francisco 49ers. 5-time Super Bowl champs, So let me bring the boys in. Let me bring in my man, the Niner, Ray Pena. What's up, baby?
Hey, what's going on, Chili Will? How's it going?
Doing good, man. Great to have you on the show today, man. Appreciate you making it. All right. Let's go ahead and bring my boy, 49er Mark. Mark.
Hey. How you doing, man? Will and Ray?
Right,
good to see you guys.
Yes.
Going, Mark?
Yes. Hey, it's that time, man. We had the bye week, got a nice little break in, a little time to spend with the family, kids, do some fun family stuff, and now we're getting geared up and ready this week as the Niners came back into training camp on Monday. And, of course, over the week, we have a real special signing that we got, which I think really shocked and surprised a lot of people. I know it surprised me. I don't know about you guys, but
100%.
It really surprised me. And I never thought in a million years we would get to have our chance to have Mr. Defensive Lineman Chase Young added to the 49ers out here in the Bay. So I'm like, oh, man, I can't believe this happens. It was just like last year when we got Christian McCaffrey. No one could believe it. We were like, what? Christian McCaffrey? Now my boy John Lynch went out there, made some good wheels and deals. Got Chase Young, man.
I thought they'd make a move.
Yeah. Everybody knew something was going to happen, but Chase Young, I mean, like, I was, there was I forgot the gentleman's name, but there was a cornerback that was, everybody was talking.
The guy from Chicago.
Yeah. And I kind of thought that's who they were going to go after at the time. But then all of a sudden, Chase Young's name started popping up and saying, hey, this guy's thinking about coming to the San Francisco 49ers. And I was like, what? Really?
I guess Chicago couldn't get their paperwork in on time. I guess they couldn't get a deadline. So
yeah, exactly. So hey, John Lynch does it again. He works it out, and John Lynch is cool, man. His brother got all his connections, from all his, when he's in his college years, he just, he's in with all these managers and coaches from the different teams, and he just seems to be wheeling, dealing, pulling off these great trades all the time, and it just really blows you away that he's able to, get these picks from other teams, and we're not just talking about any pick. We're talking about a first round draft pick. Someone that's just as good as our boy Nick Bosa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and they both from the same
on that one.
Yes, definitely. Before we get going, hey, hold on a second. Before we get going, my boy Antonio, all the way from the red zone, Candlestick Park, is in the house. Where my Niners at? Tone's in the building.
What's going on, guys? What's going on, everybody?
Always
What's
make
Good to see you back. Oh man, I tell you, his nickname is Mr. Vegas, man. Because boy, he be out there just like, look like he owns the town. You know what I'm saying? Looking all flashy, party with everybody, man. Great to have you, man. Great to see you. I'm glad you made it back safe. Did you have a great time out there?
Thank you, guys. Good to see you guys, man. Yeah, it was a really nice time. I had to pull up on the Black Hole family out there, on the bye week, and I was missing some football and needed to see some of the action. It was a blast. I got home late last night, so got to take the kids to school this morning and switch gears from Vegas to Family Man, and that was very thankful for that. Good to see you guys,
man. It's great to hear, man. Hey, it's always about the family, you know what I'm saying, and always taking care of our loved ones, and making sure we, looking out for our kids and doing all them fun things, man. But it's great to have you back on, was just getting into it, coming off the bye week, Tone. Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Chase Young. You got to tell me how you're feeling about that, guys. If you guys are watching, hit me up in the comments, man. Tell me what you think about Chase Young, man. Is this a big plus for the defense, you think? Or, where are we going with this? You know what I'm saying? I mean, can't be nothing but happy about this,
I think it's one of those moves that you can't go wrong.
Right.
Right.
I thought they were going to go secondary, but you can't go wrong with this move. And that's where they built the team on the defensive side, is always from that front line back. I didn't think we had that weakness, with Gregory and Farrell. I thought we were solid, but yeah, it's not a move that, all you can do is smile and be happy that they did it.
Right. What about you, Ray? When you heard the news, man, like, what were you thinking? Like, we excited?
I'm excited. I mean, he played with Nick Bosa in his college years. We never thought that, we'd have two good linebackers on our team right there. But, it's all about the pressure. The last 4 years, we put up 80% of our games with pressure in the quarterback. And the last couple games, we're only averaging between 25 and 28%. So to pick up a guy like Chase Young, you got to give that quarterback pressure. And I'm hoping that's the reason why they picked him up, and they saw where they needed some help. It would have been nice to get a cornerback too as well, but it's all about the pressure. Wilkes is a good defensive coordinator, but him being a DB coach, first 5 games of the season, if you look at it, we're putting pressure on our quarterback at least 65% of the time. Last 3 games, they dropped back to 26%, and they're letting the plays come to them, and it shouldn't be the case. They got to go back to what they were doing in the beginning of the season. So I'm hoping with Chase Young, this pressure will give us a chance to get to the quarterback a lot better, so they don't have enough time to throw the ball.
Yeah.
You think Wilkes is going to adjust his scheme a bit? Because they have been saying he's been blitzing more, and it's changing the way the whole defense has been playing.
Yeah, it seems like he's been blitzing at the wrong times,
Yep.
But I would think that during this off season, from what everything I've been hearing, it seems like Kyle's had to sit down and maybe have a good talk with him. They were talking about getting him out of the booth to come down to the field, but do you guys think that really makes a difference if he was to be down the field? Do you think he has to be like a last coach, to kind of be there to pump the guys up, or do you think he's okay up there in the booth and still directing things from there?
I mean, if your team's playing like crap, like, the Bengals game, for instance, right? We're down by 10 points majority of the game. And your defense is, kind of down and out. We just lost the last 2 games, and your defensive coordinator is down the field. Come on, guys, let's go. One small thing that he can say to any of his defensive players might get him hyped up to do better.
Yeah, but do you see him as a rah-rah guy?
Oh, what's that?
I think he's not a rah-rah guy, Mark, and I think that's the issue. This defense is used to a rah-rah guy, and how long the first 5 games you didn't see any problems. These last 3 games you're definitely seeing a problem, but maybe it's more he needs to just sit in a nickel defense and not do so much blitzing and let the defensive line get to the quarterback. But that's the big problem I see, is the defensive line has not been getting to the quarterback is what is expected of them. And we haven't been able to stop the run consistently. It looks like these last 3 games, these offensive schemes have had a balanced offense. Normally the 49ers stop the run and then we make these guys pass the rest of the day. But in this case, these last 3 games, that we need to stop the run. So there has to be something different with the scheme. Maybe it's adjustments. I don't think Wilkes is making the adjustments that really count. And the offensive line hasn't been too strong with Purdy. Purdy's been under some pressure. So we need to see what is going to happen on both sides of the trenches there, offensive and defensive line.
I mean, when it comes to the defensive line, we knew that they were bringing in the wide 9. And the guys do play with their hair on fire. But my concern has always been that you got to be able to make that quick read and reaction where it's okay to come in quick and hot, but if you're coming in too quick and hot, the team seem to be letting them come quick and hot, and then they do a little either play action or a little sweep, or the running back hesitates and then goes out, and they're catching those guys coming in off guard, and they're already too deep, and then the other team is already off and running. That's probably been my biggest concern there with them.
Do you feel that I was talking about this, I think, last week with Rio, but, we kind of came out, punched everybody in the mouth, first 5 games. We were up and rolling. Defense was playing balls out, you know what I'm saying? And, we were killing teams. We had that 30-point lead, great leads on these teams. And, to teams weren't being able to do much on our defense, but it seemed like after that Browns game, it's almost like, do you feel like maybe the fatigue, maybe just the, I don't know, there's just did they kind of just lose a little their mojo a little bit? You feel like, the next couple of games, because they were on the road, they were catching like 2 or 3 of these teams off of bye weeks when they play them, plus they had they were on the road and stuff. So, do you feel that might have caught up with the defense a little bit? Because they just seem a little staggered. They just, missed tackles was happening. They weren't, getting up on these players like we're used to seeing. You know what I mean? Before, you always seen them guys swarm to the players, swarm to the ball. That's always been their thing, right? The swarm thing, right? And it just seemed like I wasn't seeing that, in these last couple of games. It just felt like almost felt like they were looking forward to the bye week, like they just were ready for a break,
Well, I'm no expert, you guys. I'm probably the most standard fan around, in the sense that I like to listen to you guys talk. I like to listen to a lot of the other reporters and the guys on the radio, and I take it all in. The one thing that I heard it kind of hit home with me was that the first 5 games we played from a lead, and the 3 that we lost, we were not in the lead, and that affects us. And it's just one of those bugaboos that, it's a feature of our scheme. I don't know, but that was the one point that I heard that hit home with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, my boy just jumped on here. Okay, we got another guest that's going to jump on with us, guys. We got a full house. Tonight. This show might go longer than an hour. I'm just telling you right now. But my boy Monty just checked in. He's coming in all the way from the East Coast, Florida, man. Monty, what's up, man? Long time no see, brother. Been a while.
What's going on, brother?
How you guys doing?
Good.
What's going on, man?
Hey, we got Monty in the house. We got Eye the Niner up in here, 49er Mark, Antonio Villa, man. Where my Niners at, and we're just having some good 49er talk. It's a bye week, and we got that chance to kind of have our little break before getting ready for next weekend's big showdown against Jacksonville, and we've been getting together just talking about this defense. We now got Chase Young and stuff. And now that you just jumped on, Monty, let me ask you, how are you feeling about the whole Chase Young trade and then picking this guy up?
Well, I'll tell you, honestly, we stole that. We stole him. We stole him from the Redskins. So you can't be nothing but happy.
Right.
For a third round.
That was a steal.
Man, listen, $561,000 we paying him, and we might get that 3rd round pick that we traded him for back if he walks.
You're right.
It was a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
I think back to years ago when they signed John Lynch, and everybody was like, "Oh man, John Lynch, the general manager, is he gonna do what he's got to do?" And every year he just seems to get better and better. Yeah. And he pulled off Christian McCaffrey last year, and now this year. He's pulling this dude out and for a bag of balls. For a bag of balls, we got him basically. You know what I mean?
We all have to remember that the GM at Washington is Martin Mayhew, who came from us last year.
We traded our 3rd round pick that we got from Martin Mayhew back to them for Chase Young. And we can still get a 3rd round pick back if we lose him at the end of the year. So it's basically a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's true.
I just hope that in this bye week that they sat down and they went back to the drawing board and got shit fixed that they need to get fixed. Because listen, everybody wants to blame stuff on Brock Purdy. Listen, you know what? He's young. He was unbelievable the first 13 games. Now he's making little mistakes here and there. But quarterbacks are going to make mistakes. I was more worried about the defense, the way we were just like that. That's not our defense that we're used to.
Right.
They were picking us apart. They were running the ball. They would, we don't give up that many yards and stuff like that. So I was more worried about the defense than I was Brock Purdy.
Right. Yeah. I think everybody was a little concerned about that.
Closer.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh man, I can't wait and I'm gonna be in Jacksonville, so I can't wait.
Oh, you going next week? Oh yeah, you're right there.
Yeah, I'm going.
Right on.
2.5 hour drive from me.
Right.
There you go.
Did you guys see that interview? I think it was after the second loss where they interviewed Bosa and asked him, and he was like he's quiet kind of anyway. And he's like, it's not what we're used to.
No, it's not.
Yeah, he sounded a little lost, didn't he?
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yep. He said the coaching adjustments is what he said. We're not adjusting.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. But, as far as what we did get to see, Monty and fellas, is Brock Purdy cannot pass every down. If we're behind and it takes Brock Purdy to pass us out of this, I mean, he's going to need some time. They were bringing the house on him. They're looking at the tape and they're seeing something on a blitz where they're not able. He's not able to get the ball off in time to, and they're just teeing off on him. So the offensive line, I have to say, it's not just defense. I have to say the offensive line too.
Trent Williams not being there,
being out.
I was just getting ready to say that.
Absolutely.
I was going to say Trent Williams makes a big difference.
And Debo, I mean, Debo's a big part of our block protection.
Right. And we haven't been able to run the ball strong. So we haven't had a real balanced offense these last 3 games. The Cleveland game, massive penalties. We couldn't get off the field on 3rd and 4th downs. And you can blame it on the refs and you can blame it on that game. It kind of just went downhill from that game, right? And so Wilkes was a concern going in because, we had a system that was going great with the last 2 guys we had as defensive coordinators. And he looked good in the beginning, and now we got to see him make some adjustments. I think that goes back to Bosa's comment, Mark, is, there needs to be some adjustments either during the game, and maybe those adjustments are better if he's on the sideline compared to being in the booth. He's feeling the energy of the players, hearing what they're saying. I don't know what's maybe that's probably better from being on the sideline compared to being in the booth, but something's got to happen, guys.
I see, Tone, as you just said, if he's on the field, could Fred Warner go up to him and go, "Hey, I saw this," or Bosa, whoever, "I saw this," and they can talk face to face versus trying to get him on the phones, and he only has 1 pair of headphones on anyway. That to me is the real benefit is that instant communication.
Yeah. Let's just a show of raise of hands while I get you guys on. Just tell me, do you feel the defense coordinator should be down on the field? If so, raise your hand. Let me just see if you guys. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So 4. Okay.
Yeah,
Mark.
Yeah, I mean, again, Wilkes isn't the rah-rah guy. Wilkes is a thinker. To me, he's one of those brainiac type of guys. And so, maybe he needs to be up top and he likes to have his paperwork. It's like, hey man, it's like when we do fantasy football drafts, I got like 3 sets of different kinds of lists that I'm looking at, and if I was sitting with my people in the same room, I'd be like, don't be looking at my paperwork. Or I got to look at everything. And maybe Wilkes is that kind of guy. And if he's using more logic and viewing, that might be where his strength is versus being on the field, although he's been a head coach, to see what's there. I don't know if that move alone is the difference, or if it's going to be the instant connection between him being able to talk to any player right then and there. If he goes on the field, then let's see how that works out.
I mean, with him being in the booth, I mean, how many headsets are going to be on the field? Really? Maybe 1, 2.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's hard to get his attention. If you as a player want to talk to him, it's just headset to headset.
Yeah, right. And if a guy screws up, you're going to hear it from your coach. You ain't going to hear it if the guy's way up there on the top. A guy tries to pass you the headset, and you're just like, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. But if he's down on the field, maybe it will give him a little bit more advice to do better in their positions.
Yeah.
In the same token, though, I mean, let's think back to when DeMeco Ryans took over for Robert Saleh, right? In the beginning, it wasn't all great. Things weren't good. Everybody was questioning whether DeMeco Ryans could take over for Robert Saleh and run the same system. Yeah. And now we got into that system where we came out 5-0 and everything was looking great. You know what I mean? And everybody's like, oh yeah, Steve Wilkes stepped in and we didn't miss a beat. But now we had a couple of bad games, which technically, if you look at it, the numbers, we still got a better record than we did the last 4 years after 8 games.
I was just going to say that.
So now can we adjust and make these adjustments that we need? In the same token, we had key injuries these last 3 weeks, which if you look at the first game against Cleveland, Purdy still marched us down, and unfortunately, Jake Moody missed that field goal.
Right. We let that one slip.
We should have won that game. So you can't be mad. As bad as we played, we should have had a W. Right?
True.
Minnesota was a little shaky back and forth, and he got, who knows if the concussion caused him to throw those 2 interceptions or whatnot. But
that's true.
DeMeco Ryans took a while to get comfortable. But here Wilkes got off to a fast start, and now he fell back. So now he make those adjustments to keep us back where we need to be, because we all know we're loaded. We got a studded. Our defense is stud, solid in any position that you talk about. You know, we couldn't make a trade for a cornerback. Hopefully, our players coming back, Luda and Andy Thomas can help us in that secondary. But it also goes back to whether Wilkes can make those adjustments and do what we need to do for the rest of the season.
Hey, Ray, let me ask you this question now. We're talking about the defense. How do you guys been feeling how Tavarius Ward's been playing? Because he seems like he's been attacked quite a bit in the last few games, and he's kind of given up some big plays.
He's been giving up a lot of big plays, but I think they're just tired, dude, to tell you the truth. I mean, us losing Trent and us losing Debo and Brock not playing all that well. I mean, look at the time our defense is on the field. They're just tired, man. You know, it started with Cleveland. Cleveland coming off a bye week, they gave it their all, man. They look beat up. Halfway through the game.
So you feel like the fatigue probably kind of been settling in, and that's why these guys are probably just feeling a little kind of, feeling from that, and of course, like, being on the field a lot, probably longer than they expected because, our offense is not, with the turnovers and things like that happening, defense being out there more in the field, these guys are probably getting a little more ragged and tired,
Yeah, but let me ask you guys this. On that play that he gave up to the young wide receiver at Minnesota,
Addison,
interception.
If he would have made the play, we'd all be singing his praises.
Wilkes took the blame for that, for calling a one-on-one.
There's no reason you do a 0 blitz with 16.
No, I know he took the blame afterwards because that's called the aftermath of the solving the aftermath of the negativity. But if he would have held on, because he intercepted that ball, it was in his hands.
The second one,
the one right there, right before halftime. And then the young wide receiver from Minnesota ripped it out of his hands somehow and then ran. Yeah. If he would have made that catch, if he would have made that interception, we'd all be singing the praises, and we would have, even though people would have said, "Well, yeah, but he shouldn't still be blitzing," which we all agree. I think we all agree on that. But if he would have made it, and now how's he doing? I don't think he's doing as well as he was last year. But I still think he's playing fairly well.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel that? Go ahead.
I don't think he's doing as well as he did last year, for the simple fact is that we're not getting home like we did last year.
Right. Absolutely. It's about the pass rush.
Our pressure up front helps our secondary.
Yep.
So the fact that we're not getting home as we used to, it gives them a little more time for Ward to play one-on-one with them. When normally we got somebody in the quarterback's face and that ball's coming out a little shaky, a little wobbly, little this, So the fact that we're not getting home like we used to is a huge issue.
And where's Hufanga? He's not getting the interceptions like he did last year.
He's not having the season he's been having. Let me ask you guys this though: what's the issue with the defensive line not getting home? Because in the first game,
I believe it's Steve Wilkes' play calls.
He's
sending the lines to where they're covered. You got to send them into the gaps. You got to be a little more creative. He is not like DeMeco Ryan, because everybody knew coming in Steve Wilkes was a secondary guy. Yes, he was a defensive coach, but he was more of a secondary guy. He is not sending them he's not putting them in places where they need to be, where they got to fill the gaps and all that, and they're not getting the pressure. And you hear it in Bosa's interviews after the game.
Right. Is this a defensive line coach situation, though? Should we be looking at the defensive line coach?
It's Kasarik. We've all had Kasarik is the constant.
Well, Kasarik don't call the plays. It's Wilkes that calls the plays.
But so here's the situation that I do see. Drake Jackson has a week one that was a career week one, and where has he been? Phenomenal. Where has he been? Now we had to go get another guy. What's going to happen? There was rumors that Drake Jackson was on the trading block. I don't know if Drake. So does this put Drake in a situation where he's going to be sitting and competing for playing time with, what's his name that we got from the Raiders.
He's behind Gregory and Chase Young now.
Yeah. So he this is crazy because I don't know why they're not. And it seems like guys are playing the whole game. They're not. We're used to having a fresh D line, guys rotating constantly. Guys are on the field on that D line the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah.
My answer to you, Tone, is that Drake's in his second year. I think, and I'm guessing that the coaching staff is going to let him continue to practice and grow. And because I think that Chase, I would say right now the percentages are higher that he's going to have an excellent season. He's going to flash like the Flash, and he may move on next year. So there's Chase gone. Gregory, we're going to get out of him, and he looks, he's coming back from age. So, he may or may not be here next year. So, they still need Drake to grow and improve. So I don't think it's going to affect him. And whether he was on the trading block or not, I don't know. I mean,
it's just
all the rumors.
Yeah.
Whether it's true or not, I think they're just going to continue to let him grow. Now, does it suck for Drake? Yeah, it does. Because, where do you learn the best? When you're on the field and you're playing. But, and we're in win now mode.
Right.
Well, maybe you got to rotate him at tackle. Maybe he's not an outside rusher. Maybe he's, he's talented. We can't let these guys that are just sitting on the bench that have this talent, right? It's, defensive line is not rocket science. It's get to the quarterback or stop the run, and they haven't been doing both.
Exactly.
No, I'm no scheme, and this is where I think it was Tone, you mentioned it, or Monty, you brought it up. I'm no scheme expert, so maybe I know Ray sounded like he's like really into the numbers and the scheme, and maybe Tone, you're into the scheme. I don't know about the rest of you guys. I know I'm not. I just kind of go like I said, how I learned.
Right.
In the previous 2 seasons under Sala and D'Amico, it was almost like the guys on the D line. It was just house on fire, go, get to the quarterback. And I heard something where now they have to like maybe take a stutter step, or they have to do a move or something, and we're not really going in immediately. And I think that's part of how Wilks is calling his scheme. But again, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't broken down any film. I don't even have access to all 22 or anything like that. But to me, that's what I've been reading and hearing, is that we're not letting them loose. We're making them do little things that are just slightly different. So like you said, Monty, and I said it earlier too, that's why Bosa says we're not doing things like we used to.
Yeah, right. So it's those little stunt routes, and then you pull back and it's opening up the middle, and we're losing a lot of little 5 and 8 yard plays because of it.
Right.
It's kind of like, okay, let's do a stunt right here, rush 3, drop back, and by the time the quarterback has 3-4 seconds, and they're picking us off. Little 5 yard, 8 yard. I mean, if you look at the tapes, how many first downs have they had?
And if you look at the films, they know that they got to hit us quick out there.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a good thing you hit on, Monty, because of these quarterbacks, like Cousins, man, he was cutting us up because that ball was out of his hand under 3 seconds. And he was getting
the game of his life.
So the defense didn't have time to get in his face or pressure him because he's getting rid of the ball real fast, you know. And you can say the same when they played against the Bengals. What's quarterback there again?
Burrow.
He was letting that ball go quick, and
the thing about
front line couldn't get no pressure on
him. He was what was he 21 for 24 at one point or something like that? He had like 19 completed passes. Yeah, it was insane.
It
was insane. Like we've never seen nothing like that before. And right away there, everybody wants to, but
But he had a good game, but look at Kirk Cousins. He had the best game he's had in how many years?
Right,
exactly.
Yeah. And it's the same.
But you see, and they came off a bye week. They did their study, and they said, listen, if we're going to have a chance against this 49er defense, we got to get rid of the ball fast. Yeah. And that's what he was doing. Even Cousins, he was lighting us up, man. He was getting that ball out of there like real quick. I was just like, wow.
I mean, if they get the ball, if they try to get rid of the ball fast, you got to go rush fast.
Exactly.
Rush with 5, rush with 6.
I saw some insane number where everybody was talking about how we stopped running the ball, and it was without Trent Williams.
You could go to his side,
to the left side. There was like 0 explosive plays, but when he was there, it was like 10 explosive plays for 300 yards.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But here's what kills me. Not to get off the running game, but it's like people are saying, "Oh, well, we don't have Debo. We don't have Debo to get those little short passes, and then he can take it, and get the yak." Oh, we don't have Trent. But wait a second, damn it! We got Kittle. We got
Ayuk.
PMC. We got Ayuk. And then we got the backups. One player should not be taking our offense down.
I agree with you. And in the second half against Minnesota, not one play was called to Ayuk.
Right.
Ayuk didn't have one touch the whole second half. Yes. How is that possible?
Exactly. Isn't that a coaching issue, though? Is that a Kyle problem?
It could be.
It could be. He gets too cute sometimes. To be honest with you, he gets too cute.
Is he not making the necessary adjustments that he needs to make? To change things up. Because
you know what?
I'm still. Hey guys, I don't know about you, but I'm wondering. Like, okay, I know they've had Christian McCaffrey run the ball, and a couple of times they got Mitchell in there. Where the heck happened to Jordan Mason?
I don't know. But he was running CMC ragged, and then CMC got injured, and all of a sudden it's like, no, now I can't run him.
It's kind of like, what do they call those? Those proverbial questions. You got a player like McCaffrey, use him.
Right.
Or we're using him too much.
Right. That's the thing. That's the thing that's scaring me about it, because this is a long season, guys.
Right,
you all know this.
He got his oblique injured. Now the next 2 games, he's like, oh, I gotta wear kid gloves with him.
Right.
Meanwhile, before that, you weren't worried about that.
When they first started coming out, I know who it was, but we're not running the ball enough. And I was like, I guess I didn't really recognize it or see that we weren't running the ball enough, because I see McCaffrey with the ball all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe I include his little catches and everything, but I was really caught off guard when people were saying we're not running enough. And I haven't looked at the numbers
without Trent Williams, and he wasn't gaining 10, 12 yards at a clip.
Exactly. Without Trent, there makes a big difference, and it affects our running game a lot.
I'm hoping with Debo coming back too. I mean, if they play him back in the halfback position where he's good at it and he hates it, that's going to help out Christian McCaffrey, because
it definitely expands the playbook
behind Purdy, right? And then you
but why can't you do the same thing with Debo out?
You don't know where they're going to go.
What's his name? Ray, the wide receiver.
Ray McLeod.
Ray McLeod.
Or what's our other young guy's name?
Oh, Danny Gray. Ronnie Bell.
Bell?
Why couldn't you put Bell into Debo's?
He's been non-existent since that touchdown he caught. They don't put him out there.
That's
I think a lot of rookies this year are not consistent with. Kyle ain't gonna put no rookies out there too much. In their first season.
He put him out and he scored a touchdown. I don't understand.
True.
Yeah, but when we were up 2 games in the NFC West a couple games back, why not play the rookies? Give your veterans a little bit of time to recuperate themselves, because it's a long season. You guys are getting beat up every game, 100%. Game in, game out. But
and I think
is that big of a factor.
Rotation is always key when you have a big team, a big solid team. It's like they're running them to the ground.
Yeah,
you got to give some of your key guys a little bit of time to relax. Like when
was like the one game McCaffrey played and Mitchell didn't even get a touch.
Yeah, that was at I think it was the Browns game, right? That was
a little uncalled for. They questioned Shanahan after the game, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't even know he didn't get. How do you not know he didn't get a touch?
Right?
How do you not know? I don't understand that. That makes no sense to me. How do you not know Elijah Mitchell did not get one play call when you're calling the plays?
We weren't up by 14 points. That's the reason why. So until we get up by at least 10 or more, screw it.
How do you guys feel? You feel like you lost an old girlfriend when you watch Raheem running for the Dolphins?
I do. I love Raheem Mostert, man.
Yeah, he was a baller, man. Yeah, I missed that brother.
Did we let him go because
he was a diamond? He was a diamond in the rough, Raheem Mostert.
He was.
I got to meet him 2 days before that NFC Championship game when he ran for 4 touchdowns.
That game was unbelievable.
And when I got to meet him, he saw my eye. He was like, "Man, you got me fucking juiced right now. You got me juiced." I was like, "Dang, dude!" It was at a sports signing.
Right.
And it was awesome right there. I was so sad. I cried myself to sleep for 2 days when he was gone.
But did they let him go? Was he getting injured? Was he getting injured too much? Similar to Mitchell? Is that why we let him go?
He was injury prone, and so was Mitchell.
Right.
But it was not.
I would like to see Jordan Mason get more carries than Elijah Mitchell right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I agree with that too. I think Jordan made.
I think he earned it and he deserves it.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast. I don't know why they don't let him touch the ball as much as they should. Especially like on our, third down plays. He's a big back.
Yeah, he seems like a good downhill runner, and he's tacking the holes, he's busting. I mean, like you said, the first few weeks, man, he was in there doing his thing. And then to just see, I don't know if he got injured or something or what happened, but all of a sudden he wasn't out there anymore. I'm going like, where's that guy at?
Maybe
I
it's
haven't
just
heard
me,
nothing.
But he reminds me a lot of Carlos Hyde. I don't know. It's just the way he runs,
Oh,
downhill runner.
Yeah.
Strong with the bull.
Yes, indeed. But
although he's got some wiggle to him more than Hyde did.
Hey, so guys, real quick, I wanted to play this little video of our boy, our new player, the 49ers, Mr. Chase Young, and he had a couple of words to say on Monday when we was at the clubhouse. Let me see if I can get it on up here.
Man, my job is just to play ball, and that's what I'm going to continue to focus on doing.
First thought when you found out it was San Francisco?
I wasn't mad. It's like, Nick is here. Always been a big brother to me, even at Ohio State. Just stepping in here for, today, got in here last week. Just the culture, the vibe is a lot different. I definitely know that I'm in the build with winners.
How important that being with Washington, you guys didn't go to the playoffs while you were there? How exciting? Nothing's guaranteed here, but how exciting is it to have that prospect of actually talking about a Super Bowl and being realistic?
Oh, it's definitely exciting. Very. Definitely gives me another amount of motivation. Just to go out and do my best and to play every play like it's my last.
The first time you heard from Nick, was it before it was official? After it was official?
It was literally like 5 minutes after they did it. Like he called me, bro. And it was a good moment. Even in college, we never thought that we would ever be able to play with each other again. So it's a blessing.
Being a big brother to you, how has he influenced your career from Ohio State to now?
Honestly, just the consistency part of it. I say Nick, if you know him, and he's consistent in everything he does, which is why he is the player that he is. And just seeing him go through Ohio State and in the NFL now, what he does definitely is built off consistency. So I'm glad to be around a guy of his caliber.
Each other on the field.
I think it's going to be just like in college, just a race to the quarterback, kind of. It's different when you're playing with your. I guess we done played in college together, so it's gonna be real fun. That's all I know.
What's been your early impression of Chris Kasserk and Darryl Tapp working with that D-line group?
Oh, I love it. Getting coached hard every day. The intensity. He has that. That's what everybody keeps telling me about. He's so intense. And I love it. I love to be coached hard. That's just going to make me go harder.
You talked about a change in the culture from where you were before. How can you tell that so soon?
Just the players, the spirit in the locker room, the spirit of the coaches. It's just different. You know what I'm saying? It's like a kind of that same thing at Ohio State, where it's like you're expected to win, and it's just like that vibe of we're going to win. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely reminds me not Ohio State, but obviously it's NFL. These are grown men, so I'm just excited to be blessed to with the opportunity to be this franchise.
Man, all I got to say, guys, if that brother comes here playing,
he's healthy. He is healthy.
Playing like his rookie season. Him and Bosa on each end. Ooh, man.
Did you guys see that picture of him standing next to Bosa? He's actually taller than Bosa. And Bosa's a big boy.
Yeah, exactly. I got that shot of him right here. Look at the boys. Are you kidding me?
I saw the
Hey,
one
Tone,
where
two
on the
He-Man for you
backfield.
right there.
2 He-Mans. That's exactly.
I mean, and to bring a player that Bosa's played with, you know, in college, I mean, they're gonna have fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Yeah,
you don't see a lot of the team
be a
smiling
race
right now.
quarterback.
But
Them brothers gonna be like this, man. Once my boy Chase gets locked in, you watch, man. Give him a good couple of
I
games.
wonder what the nickname's gonna be for both of them. You know,
I know, boy. It's gonna,
nickname's coming.
yeah, exactly. Maybe like what would Rocky have his two turtles? They would call Cuff and Link.
All right, Dad.
I had to go way back. for that one. I'm sorry. Everybody's thinking like, what? Cuff and Link? What are you talking
I mean,
about?
who knows? I mean, if Chase Young comes out strong and he gets a sack, what do you think he's going to tell Bosa? Hey, it's your turn, right? So maybe
They're gonna plant the flag together.
Too.
Exactly.
They're gonna need a dance. I'll tell you that. They're gonna need a dance.
Yeah, exactly. I know, huh? They should just come out with some Ohio State two-step action that they used to do back in the day.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. This Jacksonville quarterback, he's not. He doesn't run a lot. So
the offensive line is the worst.
Right. So this is a big test right now.
That, guys. Let's talk about that, guys. What do you think? They're coming in off of 3 wins.
I just thought about it. I'm calling it right now. Bay Area bookends. Bay Area bookends, baby.
Bay Area bookends.
You'll write that down.
So Trevor Lawrence right now has one of the fastest releases. I think he's been getting rid of the ball in about 2.7 seconds.
Yes, he does, and he's been balling lately, man. That guy's been locked in, and you know the 49ers always have trouble with a quarterback that can scramble and run. As tall as that brother, as tall as that brother is, man, Trevor Lawrence can get up and run. You know, I watched him a lot in college, man.
Before. We played him twice. He's lost twice since he's been on
so far. But you know what?
He didn't completions against zone than man.
Yeah, he didn't have like Calvin Ridley though back in them days. You know what I'm saying? He got Calvin Ridley, and he's doing some damage over there. And then running back Travis Etienne. Sound like ETN. We get some money out this guy.
ETN.
Oh, okay.
we just gotta stop the run, guys. Like I'm gonna be very honest. This run, letting these teams, have a balanced offense. If we can and that's what Wilkes needs to focus on. Like,
stop the run and get pressure. We got to get home.
Yep.
Right. That's gotta happen. We got to get home. Not just pressure. Not just pressure. We got to get home.
I know you got a sports background, Tone, especially with football. And we know how much pressure we rely on the defensive line to get there. But is stopping the run part of the linebackers' responsibility? Is that where it's supposed to come from?
They got to fill the gap.
They got to fill the gap. But when they're bouncing out to the outside and Bosa's not getting to the running back and he's able to bounce out, there's been a few plays of Bosa, not covering that outside. It hurts us, right? Because what we want to do is see 3rd and long. We want to see a guaranteed passing down, but when it's 3rd and short, now we can't put 8 in the box because we leave our cornerbacks on 1-on-1, and then we're not getting the sacks, right? So when the defense is on the field for a long time and the offense is behind in points like we have been, and it puts Purdy on the pressure to have to pass to win the game, or and then we're making mistakes. It's 3rd and long, it's 1st and 15. He's a predictable quarterback at that moment, and then we haven't been able to run the ball on our end very consistently in the last 3 games. So we need to see something. It's not just the defense, but it's both the offense. The offense as well has not been clicking. So that's Shanahan's thing, right? So there is a little bit of, but here's the thing, what you said, Monte, earlier, where I'm going with this. We've had slow starts in the last 2 years. We had a fast start this season, and now we're having that little slow skid that we normally had in the last 2 years in the beginning of the season. So this is a little different. This is like, well, what do we got to change now? Because what we were doing is no longer working. They got some tape on us right now.
Right.
Like they got the tape, but they're using it against us.
Yeah, they got the tape on us. They see something in it.
But in the same token, our offense is shooting ourselves in the foot by getting those false starts. and getting those holdings that's putting us behind the sticks.
Yep.
We are first and 15, and we're first and 20.
Right.
And we can't run the ball because Trent Williams is not there or whatever. The offensive line is not doing what they need to do. So when we get down first and 20 or first and 15, you know, I got all faith in Brock to get there.
Yeah.
But in the same token, it makes his job harder when we're starting off first and 15 or first and 20.
Yep.
Second and 18, and we're in third and longs. We got to keep ourselves in the. We have a lot of bad penalties on the offensive line.
Yeah, we have.
That's been killing us.
Yeah.
And and the bullshit penalties we've been getting, like the one in Cleveland on Gibson, which I really don't want to talk about.
Yeah,
But
it's crazy.
One?
It's crazy, but that's how it goes.
That's out of our control.
That's how it
You
goes,
see,
right?
I look at it when we say that I think we have a complete team, both on offense and defense, meaning all the players at all levels. And
100%.
it really irks me personally, just like I said earlier, why is it we can't have an offense? Oh, because Debo's not there. Well, first of all, our offense, as I said earlier, should not be reliant on one player, and meaning just
We
Debo.
have too many
And the
weapons.
same thing when we say we can't run because we don't have Trent Williams. So are you telling me that if Trent Williams retires next year, then we're totally screwed because we don't have an offensive line? Again, I just don't like that optics of saying we can't run because we don't have Trent. Well, we got four other linemen.
Nobody does, but we were blessed to go from Joe Staley to Trent Williams.
Yeah.
You know, so
Not everybody has that.
I mean, yeah, and, you know, Trent's just a total package, man. There's not many guys out there like Trent Williams, and I understand what you're saying, Mark, and you're right. It should never be. You really come down to just one individual on any team. But he did right now, right? He meant right now. Trent Williams does make a big difference for
On that
for
left
the
side.
front line, especially on the left side. Yes, definitely. And just like Monte said about like the numbers that you know when Trent Williams was in. I mean, the explosive plays was like off the charts. You know, they were running like 300 and something yards. It was like crazy. You know, and then when he was gone, you know, they had no kind of explosive plays. The running game went went down really bad. You know, and so you can't help but notice something big like that. You know, when the player is out. You know, and it just unfortunately. Trent Williams is our guy. Yeah, and we get easier. We can be attacked easier when he's not in there because ain't too many people that can move Trent around. I mean, Trent's hip tossing people like left and right all the time. I don't care how good a player that he's up against. You know what I'm saying? But when he's not in there, it's a whole different ball game.
After this Jacksonville game, I mean, if we look at the stats after this game, compare them to last 3 games, and if we put up big numbers for a run game, you're going to know 100% it's going to be Trent.
But Trent hasn't been cleared yet.
Yeah, we still don't even know. I don't even know for sure he's going to be back.
Here's the thing, guys. Here's the problem that we have right now. This team needs to win now. After this season, who knows what those contracts are going to look like? Who knows who we're going to have to cut? The other problem that I don't like, I didn't play, football outside of high school, but you got to rotate these running backs. I think we're running Christian McCaffrey to his death. You know, he's a little banged up, and we got that youngster on the team, and they just did not put him in. He was running really well in a few of the games. Mason is running really well. They need to rotate the running backs. I just think that you need a fresh McCaffrey in the fourth quarter. He's he had that, oblique injury. You just don't want him to start having little knick-knack injuries. So this bye week is big. And I blame a lot of that on Shanahan too. So
oh my God, you blame Shanahan for something?
I do think because the offensive line has been bad. So therefore Kittle has to stay back and block. So we don't have Kittle in all the passing plays. And then they're blitzing on us because they know we have to pass on third down. We're not running the ball. And, it puts Purdy in a predicament where,
it does.
What is he going to do? He's going to make a mistake. If he's under pressure and he can't hit that guy over the middle, it's going to go over their head. They're intercepting it. He's doing too much. I think that he has some growing pains right now, but these are the things I wanted to see from him under these situations, and I don't want to see it anymore. I'm like, come on, guys, let's get the entire team to play well.
Right.
You know what?
Hey, Tone, let me ask. Wait, hold on, Tone. Let me ask you this question real quick. Hold on, Mark. right now, Tone, do you prefer Jordan Mason over Elijah Mitchell or Elijah Mitchell over Jordan Mason? Who would you rather see?
You know, I like Mason because he just runs like a bowling ball downhill. But you know, Elijah Mitchell hasn't gotten to his, you know, he's going to need a few carries to get warmed up. I don't, you know, he's so injured. He's so injury prone that you know you don't even realize. Yeah, you don't know. He's not running hard like Mason is, and so maybe you know Shanahan needs to do that because what I don't want to see is you know, let's be honest here, Debo's on the injury list because Shanahan runs them. You gotta use Debo as a wide receiver. If we're running our wide receiver like this, maybe come playoff time we do that, but not this early in the season. We got running backs to run the ball, and he did the same thing. And I'll bring it up with Trey Lance. You know, so let's stop getting cute and let's play the game. With fundamentals, and the running backs run the ball, the wide receivers because we cannot have these injuries at wide receiver because our wide receiver was running the ball.
Do you think? Hey, do you guys think that it's a little bit mental with Mitchell because he was our number one running back up until McCaffrey came, and then he got on the back burner. Plus, he's been hurt, and he isn't really being used. So you think that he's going into the game and he's not as enthusiastic about being there, and it, you know, and as to Tone's point, he's not getting warmed up. He's not getting enough carries in any one game where he maybe gets a long one and he gets all excited, and now his mental attitude is more positive, and he's no, I'm really going to go. I feel like he's just kind of like, you know, I don't doubt that he wants to give 100%, but he's just can't. It's not there, you know, internally for him yet because of he's not getting enough carries.
I think another thing, Mark, what's happening is that the offensive line are not giving him the gap and the big holes for him to run through as well anymore, too. Because it seemed like before the Niners offensive line was blocking really well for these running backs, you know, and they were shooting through the holes, shooting the gaps, you know, and they're off and running. And I just feel that now a lot of teams either maybe catching on, you know, when they see him back there, oh, Elijah Mitchell's in the game. All right, guys, get ready. He's going to probably be trying to run one of these gaps and stuff. Offensive line ain't making the blocks and making the holes for this guy to run through like he was doing, because before he used to hit that hole, he'd be gone, you know. But he ain't gonna run through anybody if they're all trying to play up on the line. That whole front defense gonna be trying to be up there on the line and try to stop him. He's gonna get stopped really easy, just like you've seen him get stopped in the last couple of games.
I mean, if it was mental, it would have probably been mental for him last year, as him getting pushed back. But if the Niners,
I think it's just the blocking.
They're number one in the NFC West, right? They know they're almost guaranteed going to the playoffs if they keep that number one spot. I mean, wouldn't you want to play your heart out? You know, no matter, forget your feelings. We're in first place. You know, I'm going to give it my all this season.
Oh, I agree. But I was just, you know, I'm just asking. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, here's the thing, guys. If you're a running back, you need to get a certain amount of carries each game. You can't judge somebody that only played one drive, right? You don't know. You don't. I mean, I think Elijah Mitchell came in on the Cleveland game. We were in our own red zone. He has a couple of plays. They're blowing it up. They got 8 in the box, and that's the thing. They don't think that Purdy can beat them. And teams are doing this. They're putting 8 in the box. They're stopping the run, and they say, let's see what Purdy can do. And we can't stop these blitzing. So maybe they got to get cute and do little dump off passes, little screens, because that's how Cleveland beat us. They weren't going deep on anything. They were just they couldn't run the ball. They were running the ball, but they were also hitting it was screens all day.
That touchdown they scored was a screen to the tight end.
Yeah, it was and so teams see that and they're doing that. The last 3 games they've been doing little dink and dunks, and our defense cannot adjust.
And we're missing a lot of tackles. We've been missing.
A lot of tackles. So that's the defensive problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's the defensive problem.
Twice as many tackles in the last 3 games than we did all of the first 5.
That's why I said I'm more worried about the defense than the offense. But Antonio, to get to your point, like you saying about the carries, well, so why is it that Elijah Mitchell comes in and his carries, he don't gain yards, but when Jordan Mason's in the game, his limited carries, he's moving the ball. He's gaining yards.
6 yards, 50 yards. Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's moving the ball more than Elijah Mitchell is.
You got
Hey,
to
Jill,
know who
I
has the
think
hot
so.
hand.
And they basically have the same amount of carries.
Right.
So I don't understand. Is Elijah Mitchell a little hesitant? He doesn't look like he has that much. This year, he don't have that pop coming out when they getting that ball. He don't have that pop hitting the hole like he did last year, in my opinion.
So, Monty, do you think it's a confidence thing?
A lot harder.
Is it mental? Has he lost a step?
I don't know. Is he scared to get injured again because he's been injury prone? Who knows?
Right. Yeah.
But in my opinion, I believe Jordan Mason should get the nod over Elijah Mitchell.
I agree.
Because he's been hitting that hole harder than Elijah Mitchell has shown this year.
Yep.
Last year be a different story. But this year, I believe Jordan Mason has been hitting that hole harder and making more of his opportunity than Elijah Mitchell has.
More hungry for it.
And I think Mason is a little more focused in hitting those holes. He's like Tone said, he's a downhill runner. He's a big guy. Look at his legs. I mean, he's a really stocky dude, and he's looking to make a play every time he touches the ball, And like you said, maybe it is mental with Mitchell. I don't know. Maybe he could be going through a little drama in his mind. I don't know, but he hasn't been getting it done.
Every year, pretty much.
Yeah. He's been.
We got to get the running game down. We got to start running the ball. Plain and simple, guys. If we're not going to run the ball, you're going to start criticizing Purdy because I just don't see him at the state of being able to pass. 3 down. All day long. I don't. Here's a guy that's only thrown 300 yards one time. So I think
Purdy's only thrown 300 yards one time.
One time, I believe it was. It was one.
I believe it was more than that.
Was it one time? I thought it was 1 or 2 times. Yeah, it's not a lot. Look it up, guys. It's pretty interesting. So he's pretty much.
I gotta look it up because I thought it was more than that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So here's the thing, though. He's kind of little back there, and these guys are getting in his face, and he can't scramble away from it.
Threw it twice.
Threw it twice.
Twice, and then 273 and 283, 365 and 310.
Okay.
Twice.
Was one of those in the playoffs?
That was just this year.
Okay.
See, you know what the problem I think with Purdy is like he's been so not to use the wrong term, but he's been so perfect. He hasn't been turning the ball over. He's been doing all the right things, and now he's like, and we're all like, oh shit, he could throw an interception. Like, oh my God, he don't throw interceptions. I think because if you look at the games, he scrambled and got away from a lot of tackles and a lot of sacks that Jimmy G, Trey Lance, anybody else back there probably would have got sacked.
Right.
You know what I mean? He has
that's true.
To be a good quarterback and get himself out there. Now, if you want to say the 2 interceptions after that hit to the head against Minnesota, we don't know. But that's what everybody wants to say. We don't.
So I'm glad you, Monty. I'm glad you brought up that play where he supposedly got hit in the head because they never proved what play he got hit in the head.
No, you saw that. They showed a video. He got hit in the head. His head snapped back when he was trying to do that sneak. His head.
I watched the breakdown by Baldy, Brian Bollinger, and on that particular play, when he took his 3 steps or whatever back, and he was in the pocket. Immediately, our center got pushed back a little bit, and at the same time, Jennings was on his route. The defensive player actually pushed Jennings out on his route a little bit.
It wasn't a pass play.
And then Jennings took another step to the outside, and then he finally kind of broke it out.
It was when he did the quarterback sneak.
Goes off the timing of the route, which Purdy, he's so smart and he's so based on timing. He knows where Jennings is supposed to be. But if you keep watching that breakdown, the key was the defensive tackle actually blew up our left guard right into Purdy's throwing lane. So when Purdy threw that, he actually had it he was blocked. First the center was on him, and then the guard got pushed into his view. He threw the ball where he knew that Jennings would be, but he was blocked, and then Jennings got off his time. I really don't think that bad throw had anything to do with him being concussed.
Mark,
I think
he missed
timing. I think he had his view blocked because the center and guard got blown in. And that's just the way the play ended up.
Right. But that wasn't the play where he got concussed. He got concussed before that when he was sneaking the ball on the 4th and 1.
Okay.
A 3rd and 1. He had a helmet-to-helmet hit, and you could see his head snap back. And then 2 plays later is when he threw that interception, and then he threw an interception after that. So they want to say that, like I said, I don't know if that was the reason he threw the interception, but that was one of his worst throws he's ever thrown.
I got one for you guys.
He didn't read that play properly.
What day did they say he was concussed? Wednesday on a Monday night football game. They come out.
No,
they said he reported it Monday night on the plane.
I thought it was Wednesday morning. They said that he was having symptoms, but they didn't really report it until
they didn't report it till Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
So the report came out Wednesday. The game was Monday Night Football. Here's what I believe that happened. I believe that Shanahan wanted to bench him, didn't want to do a lot of talk about it, and he wanted to see what Darnold had in practice. Didn't like it. Purdy played. That's what happened. And I will tell you why, because they'll tell you who's concussed right after a game.
Right.
I agree 100% with that.
That's what was going on. There was some question marks. They knew there was a bye week. He was never concussed. And that's what I'm going to go with.
They would have known right after.
Look at you bringing the conspiracy theories. Bringing that conspiracy.
Wednesday concussions.
I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's possible because if they would have made it known that he was in concussion protocol, they don't know whether he would have got cleared in time to play or not. So him doing that would have put Darnold in the mix regardless. Right. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like, oh, let me see what Darnold could bring next week. I don't believe that theory. I honestly don't.
I was more concerned why Wednesday was the date that it was announced. That was the bigger concern. So it made me think, Harbaugh days, he was very sneaky with injuries. The guy, there's teams that don't report injuries. I get it, but
and Shanahan's one of them. Shanahan's very sneaky with his stuff.
Yeah,
so I could see why he waited to Wednesday to see why he announced it. You know what I mean? Because Shanahan's one of them. You ask him questions in the press conference, he's not giving you 100% answer. You know what I mean?
Hey, well, all right. Well, listen, guys, we coming up on our hour, but there was a few things I still wanted to get in because I know it's hot. Hey, this is fun, guys. I love it. I'm loving this, man. I can let this go on for another 2 or 3 hours. I know we still be hot. Hey, but I wanted to ask you guys. Let's see. The game's coming up this Sunday in Jacksonville, and
yes, sir.
And I want to ask each one of you guys. Get you guys score predictions, So I'll start off with my boy Tone. What do you think the score is going to be this coming Sunday against Jacksonville Jaguars?
I'm going to say 28-17 Niners.
28-17. Okay. All right. Little K Monty, what do you got, man?
I got to kind of piggyback off him, but I was going 24-17. Niners.
I think it's something like that. Yeah.
Okay, Mark, what do you got?
Just a big W. It's a win.
Big W. It's a win. Yeah. We all know that. We all know that. It's just tradition. It's just tradition. We get a score out of you, man. Come on.
If we want to get back on track, we got to get to 30 again.
We got to get this dub.
We got to get to 30. So I'm gonna call it 3 touchdowns is 21. 28, 29, 30, 31-17.
Ooh, I like that. 31-17. And Ray, what do you have, man?
With Mr. Chase Young and a lot of our good players coming back, my prediction is 34-20.
Oh,
I think we're gonna have an explosive first half, and maybe we'll slow down third, fourth, but that's my prediction.
I'm playing this kind of close to the hip, guys. I'm sorry, but because of the fact that I'm not sure what the deal is with Trent Williams, if he's going to play or not. But I'm playing a little more safe on the hip. Yeah, we're on the road. It's one of those early games that Tone always talks about that he doesn't like. And I think the Niners might be in for another little gun battle. I think I'm going to say 23-20. 49ers. Yeah.
Our kicker better make that.
You bring it down to Jay Moody? You bring it down to Jay Moody?
JM better come through big time, boy.
If Jay Moody misses that, I'm going to bring
rock star, baby.
Well, they say it could rain down there. It's supposed to rain.
I'm going to the game. I don't want no fucking rain.
I'll tell you what. If Moody keeps missing kicks, I'm bringing Robbie Gould to the party, man. I'm just going to have him as a guest. He's going to be.
Man, listen, guys, we got a lot of announcements I want to get in real quick. First of all, I want to ask my boy Ray, Eye of the Nine. I know he's been working on some new music and everything, which I'm really excited about, man. I wanted you, Ray, to just kind of touch on that a little bit. Tell us a little bit what's happening, what you got brewing in the your Eye of the Niner camp, man.
Yeah, so I did a couple of tracks in the studio. So I got one called Red Smoke. I recorded that one a couple weeks ago. I don't know.
Okay.
I had a dream about red smoke, and I was like, "Hey, that sounds kind of catchy right there."
Yeah.
So I recorded it. I got my boy Eli P. He's from Modesto. He just opened up his own Niner chapter in Modesto called 209 The Fam.
Okay.
And I got a special guest. He's actually recording hopefully this week. But Mugzilla from the Mossy.
Oh, okay.
He's one of E40's really good family members, brother. I guess you can call him to E40. He's really big in the 90s. And I saw him a couple games. I think he was at the Dallas game. I ran into him going to the restroom. He said, Ray, what's going on, man? He goes, when are you going to send me a track, man? I was like, you were serious? Because I met him at the barbecue in San Jose back in May. He was there for the video shoot.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, you're serious? You want to get on a Niner track? He goes, I wouldn't say anything if I didn't believe it, man. Where's that track at? I need it by the end of this week or I'm going to come and look for you.
So
like a week later, I ended up getting this track. So that's in the works right now.
Little Red Smoke. Let me see it. Let me get a little sample of it going for you guys.
I sent it to you. Go ahead and play it. It's a rough track.
A little bit. Let me put a little bit in there.
Yeah, go for it.
Can y'all hear it? I don't know if y'all hear it.
Red smoke, gold bars, Niners are full live. Red smoke, you can't see, killing teams.
Yo, check it out. Some Red Smoke coming to you from Eye of the Niner, guys. Real soon. Ain't out yet, but it's coming out real soon. I can feel the bass, man. All right.
This is our season, my dedication for life. Niner smoke, busy, this Niner team is rare. 49 reasons, 19 problems, you other teams got no hope.
I like that. Some Red Smoke. Right on. Hey, Ray, we look forward to hearing some more of that, man. When that track comes out, brother, you got to let us know. Hey, Niner Mark, I know you always got some cool things going on with the 49ers. You have any events or things that you want to talk about and put out there to any of the 49er faithful that might be watching right now on YouTube or listening to us on podcast, man? You want to put something out there?
Well, besides, feeling the love with all of you guys, and I see you all the time at the games and when we support each other, that's part of my prime goal is just always being supportive of you guys and each other. But I'm also the president. I want to give a little shout out. I belong to, and I'm the president of a small social club of 49er fans. It's called the 49ers Bay Area Faithful Social Club. And we started that club this year, and we actually have gone past growth that we ever predicted. We thought we were going to get maybe 25, maybe 30 people. We're at 49 people right now. Wow. We're growing a little bit. 49. And so, I'm proud of that. I've been supporting my buddy, and he supports me, Ken, from 49ers Tailgate. We're always out there on game days, tailgating, videotaping, getting the fan reaction and the love. And, and everybody, too, I think a common thing we got going out there with Gold Bar. And I hope you guys, on December 3rd, the Gold Bar is going to have an away. So if you're not going to Philly, Gold Bar is having their away watch party on Treasure Island at their new bar. So, yep.
Just announced.
All right,
John Taylor in attendance, Eric Wright, and Dwight Hicks in attendance.
Wow, that's coming. That's coming. That's the Philadelphia game, right, Tom?
Yeah, Philly game. December 3rd.
Hey, hold on to that thought, Tom, real quick. Monty, I know you're going to the game this weekend in Jacksonville. Any shout out that you want to let the faithful know? Is there anything happening going on that you want to put out there and let the faithful know? Where the party's going to be at?
There's a couple of tailgate going on out there. The Duval chapter, Jacksonville's teaming up with the Spartans over there doing a chapter, and there's also the 954 Miami chapter is doing a little tailgate. They're doing a gold jacket party Saturday, tailgate Sunday.
Ooh, gold jackets. All right.
Duval got something Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm driving out there Saturday morning with my wife and my kid. I'm taking my wife and my kids to their first game.
First game. Wow.
My wife and kids have been to a Niner game. I've been to about 15, 20, maybe something like that, but they haven't been to one yet. So they're looking forward to it. But if any of you guys are coming out to Philly in December, because I don't know if you know, I'm still in New York at the moment, but I'm a Tampa chapter member because I'm moving to Tampa end of March.
Okay.
But in December, I will be in the tailgate lot with two 70-inch TVs. I'm not going to the game, but I will be in the lot. So any of you guys want to come through, anybody that's part of the 49ers Street Squad, you have I have a VIP tent set up.
Oh man,
you're more than welcome. Just hit me up. If y'all ain't got tickets to the game, we will have it on a 70-inch screen. Drinks, all that.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
You know how
That's what I'm
49ers
talking about.
get down, bro.
You know how the faithful throw down. Matter of fact, hey, thank you, Monty. And Tone, you got a lot on the lineup. We got a lot on the calendar, man. And I know you got to break down. We'll start with the next away game, which is going to be in Seattle.
Real quick. Monty,
Oh.
can you send me the tailgate information? I got some people going out to Jacksonville, and I was not sure where the tailgate is. You said the Spartans are going to be with you guys?
The Spartans are doing something with the Jacksonville chapter.
Okay.
That's Duval Dynasty, right?
Personally, I'm gonna be with the 954 Miami chapter. But I'll send you both.
Send me both. I appreciate that. I'm gonna push that out.
Reach out to Chill Will. He'll give me your info, and he'll send me Will, send him my info, and I'll send him the info.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you, bro.
All right, Tone, man, break it down. I know you got some stuff lined up coming down the pipe too.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. I said, when we were doing the Gold Rush tour with Gold Bar Whiskey, we were invading the NFC West, and one of them was a tricky day. It was a Thanksgiving game against Seattle, but I had to do this because 9 years ago, Richard Sherman had turkey on our 50-yard line, and I need to clap back on this so bad. So I got the permission slip from the family to do this. My family, it's funny. We do Thanksgiving very small with our family, and then our in-laws, we do everything big on Friday. So I'm flying home first thing smoking in Seattle, so I can get home for the Friday Thanksgiving party that we're going to have. But that one, the big announcement is going to be, we're going to be at Kel's Sports Bar. I have not announced it yet. We're putting all the details together on the day of Thanksgiving. We're going to probably, this one's going to be different because it's a 5 p.m. game. So the meet and greet will be on Thanksgiving. We're going to do the whole Gold Bar pouring and everything on Thanksgiving and march to the stadium from the bar, which is walking distance near Pikes. Yeah. So we're going to do that there. And then Thursday night, I'll throw up something that we're going to be doing as well, putting that together because it's a holiday weekend. Is a little crazy. So that one's going to be fun. That's coming up. We're looking forward to going into Seattle and getting our revenge from Thanksgiving 9 years ago at Levi Stadium.
Yes, and everybody can follow Antonio at Where My Nine Is At on Instagram. He's got that's where he posts a lot of these events that are happening. Tone, also touch on real quick what's happening after that a little bit because we got the game against Philadelphia. Also, that'll be at Treasure Island.
Treasure Island Gold Bar Distillery. They're going to be giving away about 100 items at this thing. It's going to be off the hook. The distillery is beautiful. They have a huge space. We have a lot of content creators that are going to be in the house. Special guest artist, DJ JMO in the mix. I'll MC. It's going to be, we're going to have 49er tailgate. Mark's going to be in the house. We're going to have everybody's going to be in the house at this one. This one's going to be, this is such a big game. I
got a 24-person bus going down.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
that's what's. I might have to jump in with you.
I know I might be catching a ride too, man. I'll be holding off on the bumper, man. Just be dragging me up there.
Are the tickets still available?
I was going to say, the tickets still available?
There's a wait list right now. So they had a 1,000 1,000 people was capped. It literally hit 1,000 at
a couple hours,
20 hours, I think it was. Yeah. But there is a wait list. Get on the wait list. They are going to open up more tickets. So make sure to get on the wait list. And there's going to be more information coming on how many more tickets that they allow to come in. And I think they're also going to check to see with everybody if they're still coming or not. You might get an alert. So there is going to be an update on that. But get on the wait list is what I would say.
And also, if you could let everybody know just real quick, a little bit about the Arizona that's coming up.
This one's going to be a fun one. The Arizona Invasion will be at Dave & Buster's from 11 to 5 p.m. We are going to break this thing down. We just announced that John Taylor is going to be on board with us at the Arizona Invasion. Also, 408 Swag, the homies are going to be in the house. We're going to be doing the tailgate, DJ Mike D in the mix. And then I'm going to have a Friday night event that I will be announcing. So yeah, it's getting crazy, guys. I just need some wins now.
I just want to know when you get in the suite.
Hey, we getting to win. We getting to win this weekend, bro.
That's right. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get back on track. Start Sunday
this weekend, bro.
Yeah, come on, Tone. We need Ken and I. We need a place to stay.
Yeah. So you guys already booked your rooms, right? You guys
booked your flights.
So I booked my flights. But yeah. I'm looking at rooms. And I'm looking at rooms for Seattle too. Bro, I go last second on all my stuff.
Ken and I
I'm right there with you.
In Arizona.
Oh,
we're coming in Saturday morning.
Yeah, so you guys come in late, man. Come on, you guys make me nervous.
Nobody coming to Jacksonville?
No, I can't.
No, I wanted to go to Jacksonville. They are having the meet and greet at Dave and Buster's in Jacksonville. I do know that.
With the Zenny party.
With the Zenny party is going to be in Jacksonville. That's going to be another big one. So Jacksonville's going to be off the hook. But I have to choose wisely, guys. It's crazy. So when we decided to do the Gold Rush tour, I wanted to stay on the NFC West side, because I know for Californians, it's an easier flight. It's a quicker last second decision.
You get a bigger fill.
So I try to look at that. But a lot of our games were like on the East Coast this year. And I was looking at the times, the holidays and those flights are more expensive, right?
That killed us the holidays.
Yeah, they are.
Plus and the family.
I will tell you, Monty, we're gonna have to hook up because you're in Florida. You said?
Yeah, I'm in New York right now, but at the end of March I'll be in Tampa for good.
So next year,
5 more months.
Next year,
Miami.
So we got the hookup in Tampa at Monty's house.
Baby, I'm already working on that. Green Bay and Miami is already about to be cracking. You know what I mean?
Listen, I'm ready to go to Green Bay as long as it's in the beginning of the year. I ain't going there in the fucking winter.
We're gonna do the Tony Montana tour in Miami. We're gonna go Scarface.
Let's do it, baby.
We have to go Scarface party, man. We gotta dress it up. Pinstripes.
I'm ready, bro. You need people like me. You need people like me.
No, Tony's gonna have it at Scarface house too, huh?
Yeah. So 49er faithful. As you can see, a lot of events happening, man. A lot of great music still coming out. Again, if you guys can make it, hey, Seattle's gonna be the next big road trip up there in Seattle for Thanksgiving, like Tone said, and then we got the big Philadelphia game over there at Treasure Island at the Gold Bar Whiskey Distillery, man. The new Gold Bar
shout out
Whiskey.
to Tone for the good night too.
I know, man. It's happening, bro.
Yo, if y'all want to come to Philly and y'all don't want to buy a ticket to the game because it's probably going to be too much, I'm gonna have 2 70-inch TVs in the 717 Empire Faithfuls. Lancaster. Shout out to my man Avery and Eli Jimenez. They gonna have a lot secured. I will have 2 70-inch TVs, 1 VIP and 1 for the public. Well, not for the public, but for the rest of the guys. But if you're in my VIP, I get that shit roped off. And you call me up, hit me up, let me know you coming. I'll save you a seat.
All right.
I heard they throw full cans of beer out there. I know that's not Latinos because you get an empty one from us. Who's throwing full cans?
We're gonna have our own private little grill, cooler, everything. So if y'all come out for the game,
that's how we do it, boy. That's the Empire, baby. We all over.
Family. We all family.
Place. That's
we all faithful family, bro. That's how I did for the NFC Championship game. Even though that was a long story, but
yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Hey, we're gonna be back there. We're gonna be back there.
This year different. This year hit different.
Yes, it is. That's right.
Mission Impossible 6 is still happening. I'm gonna see all y'all in Vegas.
Yeah. Vegas is happening too. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna see all y'all in Vegas.
I'm ready.
You see that ring on the top of his head? We going for number 6, baby.
That's it.
Right.
I'm retired.
Impossible 6 is happening.
That's it.
I don't know if a 6 ring could fit on that right there.
I don't know.
You might have to put that on your forehead, Mark.
He got a big head, but I don't think it's gonna fit.
we were just talking about that.
Hey, that's a big ring, man. If it can fit my head, man, I got a big head. If it fits my head, he's good.
That 6th ring is going to be worth the most because it's going to have each diamond representing, right? So
he's gonna have a long one going across this way, across all 5 of them.
There you go.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks for taking the time to be on the show, guys. We got to do it again. It was real fun, always talking some Niner football, 49er faith. I appreciate you guys tuning in, checking out 49 Street Squad. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and also you can check us out on podcasting, man. We're on the Spotify, Apple, you name it. We're on there, guys. If you want to go back, listen when you're going to work, tune in, check us out, man. I just appreciate all the love and support. But guys, we will see you next Tuesday after the Niner win, all right? In Jacksonville.
Thank you, brother.
Chili Will, Ray, Mark, Tone, Monty, appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all. And we'll see you next week, right?
Let's get this love, baby.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Good to see you.
Go
Niners.
Good to see y'all.
Go Niners.